Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Sean, well, you're getting the rest of us murdered. I do have your address. I do have your address.
Oh, I do have your address.
I could
have you murdered. I don't think I'm murder worthy. You know what I mean?
I'm sure some people want to murder you.
I'm not even. Well, I don't think I'm even worth killing. You know, think of the cleanup.
That's the one thing about murder is there's so much.
People forget the cleanup. People forget.
Even Dexter had a lot of clean. Even if you put tarps down everywhere.
Because that's the thing too is people they murder.
Yeah.
And then there's all that cleanup. And then when they dispose, they make a mistake, and you think that idiot made a mistake during disposal.
Yeah.
But you forget 9 hours of cleanup.
Yes.
9 full hours
to
get it off the tiles and stuff.
You know that your favorite wife and child murderer? What's his face? The guy.
My favorite wife and child murderer.
The guy that was like,
I'm a bit of a fucking wife and kids are dead fanboy. The man lets me dream.
Who's that guy?
Any man who lets me dream.
The one that goes like this when he realizes that he's
Oh,
been caught?
yeah. Who the fuck is that guy? The Denver guy. The best guy. The best of all of them.
Because you watch him realize he's
caught
fucked.
in real time.
Yeah.
It's the only time you've ever seen like a guy kill people in his family and then realize in real time that he's not going to get away with it.
Yeah. But now when we're talking about it, he probably did a lot of work and he was so close to getting away with it.
And then the disposal, he got lazy.
Yeah, because he put him at his work.
Work tank.
Who puts him in your work oil tank?
Taking your kids to work for disposal? Dumb. Bring your dead kids to work day.
Oh, Sean.
You know what I mean? Just to see what it's like.
Oh, my. That's his excuse. He's like, I thought it was dead kids.
I thought it was bring your kids to work.
I'm just trying to be the best dad I can be.
Oh, no. Why are these holes on these vessels so small? No, he did it. I think what happened is the cleanup killed him.
You know what I think it is?
You got to be in great shape to murder your family and get away with it.
Because it's exhausting to murder somebody. You by the end of it, you're exhausted and you might fuck up a little bit.
And you got like little dings on your ribs from the kicks.
Yes, there's so
You're
many.
Getting kicked. So
Murderers
you're injured.
deserve more credit. Is that what we're trying to say?
They do. Well,
murderers deserve more credit.
What I'm saying is we tend to look at murderers who like got lazy on the disposal as being dumb.
Yep.
When really they just were out of shape murderers.
Exhausted.
They were out of shape murderers.
I think
you need to be in
good shape.
shape
Person would be exhausted at the end of a
murder. You can't just murder your family. You got to ride your bike.
Especially 3 and children.
Mm-hmm.
Those things struggle.
They do, and it hurts emotionally more. You know, so you're kind of like, my kids are dead and I did it.
So now you're mentally and physically tired.
Right.
Oh, God.
Spiritually, and there's moments where you look at the sky and just scream for a minute. And then you got to go back to cleaning the carpet.
Do you think that's the hardest crime to commit, murder?
Well, yeah. But in the 1800s, it was easy because you just blend it in. Yeah. Blend it in. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of blood. Blend her in. And now with DNA, every motherfucker's got to be picked up.
It's so cool that we can catch people.
You got to cut the carpet out. You'd have to fucking redo an entire room to murder your family now.
Do you think they'll ever catch Jack the Ripper? Because have you heard the theory that Jack the Ripper is also
a girl?
Yes, is a raping, murdering woman.
Oh,
but no. He was the first serial killer ever.
To what?
Who was the very first serial killer? They think he is
Real
Jack the Ripper, and who's the first real serial killer? Bitch? Who? What? Gaines? Fuck, what's his name? Oh, it happened at the Chicago's World Fair. Who killed everyone at the Chicago's World Fair? Siri thinks I'm an idiot, by the way.
Siri's like, oh my God.
Holmes. Holmes. Okay, so H.H. Holmes is he built a hotel during the Chicago World Fair.
Oh.
And it had all these like trap doors and stuff, so women would go in but women would not go out. Like he would they would like
fun.
He would like come into their room and grab them, or there were slides and stuff. Like if they did something like that on American Horror Story. But anyway, so he was the one that did that. And now they think that he was also Jack the Ripper because he was a surgeon. And Jack the Ripper had to be a medical surgeon because he would like do shit to women after and like take out their organs, and nobody.
Doctors are fucked up.
They are fucked up. They're
fucked up people.
They want to be rich and they're fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So then
they want to play God and be rich and do all that stuff.
Fucking doctors. What do we have around for?
Did you ever date a doctor, or how close did you get to dating a doctor?
Not at all.
A dental hygienist?
No, I don't.
Nobody in the medical field?
I went on a couple dates with a lawyer.
Okay, that's not
I think
bad.
that's the highest of the jobs that your mom wants your partner to have. Mm-hmm. Although chef is a really good. Everyone is excited when I tell them I'm dating.
Because you get good food. Do you ever eat some of his food and it's delicious, but you guys are fighting, so you don't compliment him for it?
No.
Because I could see myself doing that, eating just a delicious casserole, but we're in the middle of a big fight. So she's like, "How's that?" And I'm like, "It's okay, I guess."
Alright, but it's actually parting in my mouth.
I should have gone to McDonald's.
We made a rib roast. Well, Adam made the rib roast. I'd made the sides, but it was so good. It was like we were sitting there. I'm like, "This is better than a restaurant." I'm like, "Yeah, because you are a
you
restaurant
work at a restaurant.
You do stuff in restaurants." But anyway, so H.H. was a doctor, and they think that. And then he used to take trips over to London at the same time that all these murders were happening. And there is like a signature. There is a signature that they say looks the same as Jack Ripper. Now, this is him. I would probably have hooked up with that.
You would get with it back then, that hat.
Oh, I would get with that for
You would
sure.
get with that murdering motherfucker.
Maybe not with that hat. That hat's kind of
You'd follow
loony.
that. You'd follow.
But that stash.
You'd follow him through a trapdoor.
I would. Oh God, yes, I would. I'm surprised I've not been killed by a serial killer yet, because I would go with any man that pays attention to me.
See, men are better than you think they are, because they haven't killed you
killed
yet.
me yet.
You gotta give men
more credit
some credit
for not killing me yet.
murdering you yet. I like how low my bar is for male achievement.
Yeah, they haven't killed you.
Nobody's killed you, so why are you complaining? I don't know, but I don't give mass murderers of that era the credit I maybe should, because of DNA and cameras and surveillance.
He built a whole mansion. And he hired people to build it. And they're like, why are we building these trap doors? And he's like, never mind.
I really think if you took me back to 1748 and made me a mass murderer, I could get away with it.
Of course you could.
Most guys could get away with it.
Yeah.
You'd just be like, oh, she's around people. I better not do it tonight.
I bet women got away with it so good we don't even know. I bet you women serial killers, there's more of them.
They're really good.
They're just better than men.
They're really good. We think guys die of heart attacks.
Wrong. They're serial killed. They're
Female serial killer. But usually women only need to kill one guy.
No, but
that's the difference between men and women. Men are like, I'm going to kill a bunch of women.
No, here's
and
the
women
difference
are
between
like,
men
I
and
just
women.
need to kill one guy. This guy, I fucking hate this guy and I'm killing him.
Yeah.
And then when we got it out of their system, they don't murder again.
They just go back to
the only women that murder are the weird nurses that work in old folks' homes.
Well, because
that are like, I'm going to kill some of these old people.
Sometimes I feel like those people are killing out of compassion. Those people are like, please kill me, and then they do it, and then they're a murderer, but they were just trying to help those old people get on with whatever happens after us.
Get on with it.
Get on with it.
Get on with eternal rest.
That's nursing home code for kill me.
Get on with it. Get me out of here. There's only one way out, Timmy. Beep.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be alive. I was just in a hotel room. Hospital bed or something.
That's where we'll tell you are.
You're in a hotel.
Ooh, the Ramada.
Did we get the jacuzzi room?
Oh, they made my gurney again. Why do I sleep in the halls of this Ramada? Room service is brutal.
Room service is
Well, there was an anti-racist. Did you go to the anti-racist march in Red Deer?
No, I sure did not, and I'm real glad I didn't, because
Sons of Odin.
It's such a Red Deer. That's the thing too. I bet you there's people that live in Red Deer that are trying to make Red Deer not the joke of Alberta. That are trying to make it a cool town for young people, and then the fucking Red Deer beats up a bunch of Black Lives Matter.
It's happened in a few places recently, right? They tried to do,
especially Red Deer. They're really trying hard.
All the small towns.
Gasoline Alley has never been better. And
no, it looks good.
It's never been better.
It doesn't look racist at all.
Red Deer is trying so hard to just blossom a little bit, and then these fucking sons of Odin come in and shit all over that chance, and now they're still the joke.
What the fuck do you get out of being a son of Odin?
I don't even know who Odin is.
There is no pussy in that game.
The only Odin I know
is
a
white
bullmastiff.
The only Odin I know is a bullmastiff.
Honestly, that's the only Odin I know.
I mean, come on.
And he's neutered, so he doesn't have sons.
Son of Odin, You know, be a biker. What is a son of Odin? You don't even ride a bike. You just hate black people.
Yeah.
That's what you're running on. That's how you get from town to town. It's happened in a few places in Alberta over the last little while. There was like a anti-racist protester that got hit by a car.
Yes. That was Panoka.
Panoka, and then there was one in Innisfail where they tried to do an anti-racist thing. Oh, yeah. And it got shouted down. Though.
They just shut it down.
They just got shouted down and better not do that around here. And they were even they went to Innisfail. Like CTV News went to Innisfail. Yeah. And they were like, hey, they interview people on the street. Like there's a fucking camera in your face. Yeah. And they're like, what do you think of having an anti-racist day in Innisfail? And they're like, well, you're not going to get a lot of traction for that around here. Oh my God. That was like a guy just walked out of Shoppers Drug Mart.
They also said that 10 years ago about Pride, and last year that same guy was at the parade.
Yeah.
So it's just changing. It takes a long fucking... It's not like it's all of a sudden overnight these people are going to be like, no, let's everyone be equal. But everyone thought that gay rights were never going to happen. Remember when we were kids, we're like, oh my God, they're never going to get what they want.
Racism was supposed to be before that.
I know, but
the way that it's supposed to work is you're okay with other races, then you're okay with gay people, then you're okay with trans.
Yeah.
That's the sort of 3-step process for bigoted people.
Yeah.
Is like black, gay, trans, pow. Now you're a normal human being.
You think they hate the trans thing more than they hate black people?
I think that they're still stuck on the black thing. I don't think they're okay with gay, but they know they can't really say anything because they have weird dreams.
And some of their relatives are gay.
You know? Yeah, and they have dreams. Like they have gay dreams. Like a lot of usually if you're like a homophobic person, it means that you wake up once or twice a year and you just finished sucking a cock. You know what I mean?
I didn't even get to finish.
You just had a dream where you sucked a guy's dick that you know from work.
When you wake up in the middle of a dream and you don't get to finish it.
Oh, really? Do you ever go back to sleep and...
I tried that last night.
Oh, yeah? You were having a sex dream?
I was having a weird-ass dream.
Oh.
And then I don't think it was a serial killer thing, but I did get locked into a room by a man, and then I woke up.
And then you're like, oh, I wouldn't mind finishing that one.
I wanted to know. So I tried to go back to sleep, but you can never fall back into the same dream.
My dream,
is that possible?
I don't think it's possible. I have lucid dreaming where I know I'm dreaming, but usually I'm falling. The dreams that I remember, I'm falling or my car doesn't have brakes. Those are my dreams.
You constantly are dreaming of dying?
If I remember a dream, that's what it is. I fell off a building or I'm in a car and I can't stop.
Yeah.
That's the only dreams I remember. Everything else just I'm sure that I have nice ones about me swimming with dolphins.
You just don't want to see them.
But I don't remember them.
You don't want to see them.
I don't remember them. But we should go. We should go to a small town anti-racist thing and pretend to be sons of Odin. You could be a daughter of Odin.
Yeah, because then we get pictures of Kathleen at a Daughters of Odin rally. Yeah, that'll be good for me.
Let me just check it out because Sons of Odin, who gets into that?
Just use your voice and ask Siri.
I don't do that because here's what I think happens. I think a bunch of Siris, when you're not talking to that Siri, it's your
She's
Siri.
Talking to other Siris?
She's talking to other Siris about how dumb her owner is.
I said that earlier on this podcast. I'm like, Siri thinks I'm an idiot.
I know, and that Siri talks to other Siris when they're on their off time because they're not working all the time. Yeah. They switch it up.
She asked me what red smelled like.
They're in the brake. They're in the brake trailer. They're in the Siri.
She asked me what red smelled like the other day. What is wrong with this woman?
They're smoking cigarettes in the Siri brake trailer. And they're like, you know what this bitch asked Monday? What does red smell like? What the fuck?
Okay,
how do I answer that?
Can we make this
What do you say to that?
Can this be the first Dead Baby Bear sketch? Because I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
It would be funny to have different series. Just 90 phones sitting around tables going, guess what? How's your week been so far, Siri? It's been okay, Siri. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe what the bitch said, Siri. What did she say, Siri? It would just be, just some girls commiserating about how dumb their owners are.
Oh, that would be so funny.
It'd be funny for 18 seconds, and then people go, yeah, I get it. Oh, that's kind of funny.
You gotta be high.
Why is it going on for another 23 minutes? You gotta be high. They really overthought this one.
Yeah, we should do the never-ending sketch.
The never-ending sketch show. What else is happening in the news?
In the news.
Do you follow the news?
No, I don't like to.
Are you a news follower?
I'm not a newsie.
Let's see. I can tell you right now that Fox News is probably running something about their main page is going to be some kind of protest that's gone violent, or Ruth Bader Ginsburg has a swastika tattoo.
Oh my God.
Did Biden turn his back on Bernie?
Progressives in Wisconsin. And there's a literal picture of him where he's probably just waiting around for the filming.
He's listening to another person talking.
And they're like, his back is to fucking
Joe
Bernie.
Biden is listening to another person at a different podium speaking, and they have framed it to look like he hates Bernie Sanders.
How ridiculous the Fox researchers are. They literally just Googled picture of Biden with back to Bernie, and they found it.
That's why the other, like, all the left-wing media or whatever hate Fox so much, is because they don't break any stories. Like, they just react.
Yeah.
There are no Fox News exclusives.
Yeah.
It's just like they just react to whatever New York Times has spent money uncovering.
Yeah.
So what a great model, right? You make all the money because half of the people in the country watch you for news. You make all that fucking money.
Yeah.
And then you don't spend any money on research and development of stories. You just react. So you don't have like journalists out on the street trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Like they don't. You wouldn't do if you were a Fox News, you wouldn't do any investigative journalism, because you would just bring down the people that you're supposed to like.
Yeah.
It would just be like, we found out that these rich guys did something bad, and it's like, shut the fuck up. We're Fox. We're not supposed to talk about rich people.
We keep rich people rich. Have you watched that Bombshell movie?
There's a Bombshell movie?
It's like about Fox News, that guy on Fox. Who's the guy that owned Fox News? Roger Ailes.
Oh, yeah, Roger Ailes or something.
Yeah, and the 3 women that like fucked him up.
Oh, yeah, because he had to quit or something. He had to step down or something,
Yeah, because he would like do gross things. But
so what did you do? Did you do any comedy last weekend?
I didn't. I did a show in a backyard, and it was really fun. It was a really nice backyard.
You're actually enjoying backyard comedy, aren't you?
Backyard shows are fucking fun. They don't pay well or anything, but they're fucking fun to do.
They? Yeah,
they can't.
I've been doing a $1,500 backyard show.
Yeah.
Every single person in these lawn chairs paid $150.
Well, even like people, like someone asked me for us together, and I was just like, oh, that's a package. That's like about $1,200 or something.
That's a dead baby backyard show.
No, I'm like, I only do them if I like know the people or the person that's doing it. I like, but like,
yeah,
it's been fun. It's been fun doing them. I haven't had. I think it's because I haven't had to be forced to do one.
Yeah, I had to do
So I have not.
I had to do a theater, like 3 theater shows.
Oh yeah, I got to do those, and I'm scared now.
I think it's done now, but or maybe it isn't. Like 2 of the venues they had to wear masks.
Okay.
So the whole audience, it's a 500 seat venue that maxes out at 100 because of COVID.
Yeah.
And even on top of that, there's only 80 people there. They haven't even sold out the 100. So there's 80 people all wearing masks spread out in a theater.
Oh, goody.
But it actually was fine.
Spreads out the laughter.
Yeah, like it actually feels normal.
Yeah.
Feels pretty normal, but it's always hard when you're doing shows where like you're supposed to be clean, where the expectation is that you're clean.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Yeah,
you're not really riffing. Like there's no, because as soon as you riff, you're swearing. Like for me anyway.
Yeah,
like as soon as I'm like, then this fucking, who the fuck was that fucking, like as soon as I'm like thinking outside of the jokes, I'm swearing. So you can't do any of that. So you're just locked into this like, okay, what's the next clean thing I can tell? And you can tell that everybody has an expectation of dirty is unacceptable, because as soon as you do something that sort of like touches on the line, people are like, ooh.
What is wrong? What's wrong with these towns?
I don't know. I think it's because it's the theaters, right? Because they cater to, generally speaking, an audience that's over 60. Yeah. Most of these small town theaters, that's who generally comes to their shows, is people that are 63. Yeah. Christian as fuck. And their kids have moved away, and they like clean stuff.
They're here to see The King and I.
If you want to sell at a small town theater in Alberta, you bring in somebody who's pretending to be a famous person. Like you bring in
Patsy Fine or something.
Yeah, though that's
Shania
who sells.
Twin.
That's who sells out.
I don't want to say it on the podcast, but I might be purchasing some sort of person like that for my wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't want to say who.
You're not going to say
I'll
who?
tell you after, but...
Can you tell us who the artist might be?
No, that's what I'm not telling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about like who the actual famous person or... Because you don't have to tell us. Tell us the name of the person who's coming.
I can't because it's very, very obvious.
Yeah, but their real birth name.
I don't know what their real birth name is.
What do those people like to deal with? I wonder.
I haven't
Do
dealt
they try
with
to
them
be
yet,
like divas?
but-
Like, does a fake... Did he like,
I bet you Shania Twain is pretty diva-like.
diva? That would piss me off.
She played
If you were
country
faking
fairs
it,
all over
you're
this
pretending to be somebody
you're
else,
fucking-
and you're like, "Hi, this Red Bull isn't gonna like." Oh well, that's fake Red Bull, like you fucking piece of shit.
That'd be so funny
Hi
if
there,
if in their green room it was just a bunch of fake shit, like fake Coke and fake
Yeah.
M&Ms.
And they're like, "Hi, I asked for Red Bull, and you gave me Red Rain," and you're like, "Yeah, well, it's as fake as you,
No.
you fucking." Yeah, that beverage is as fake as you are, you fucking.
"Oh, you're the Red Rain of Shania Twain."
Why don't you go on out there and sing songs that somebody else already wrote and did? Try to be as close
and
to
look
like
a little bit like them.
look a bit like them, sound a bit like them, and perform the shit out of
But
it.
they're fun. Like I'm so if we get to do this it's gonna be funny and fun and great. But
Will it just be them,
just,
or do they have to have like background people?
you can book them with a band or oh shit, I gave away the gender.
No, you didn't. You said them,
Okay, anyway,
so that could be
who
anybody.
knows who it is? But they you can get them with a band or without, and we are just getting him without.
Oh my god, it's a guy. I'm trying to think if I can guess who it would be.
Oh, okay. You can have 3 guesses. And if you truly guess, but I have told you this, haven't I?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I'm trying to think of who you really like. Because it wouldn't be Adam, like, I don't know if it would be Adam's choice to do this. This sounds like more of a Kathleen idea.
This wasn't my idea.
It wasn't your idea.
No.
So it was Adam's idea.
It was Adam's idea.
Okay, so who does Adam like? Huh. Well, it couldn't be a Canadian artist because there'd be nobody pretending to be them.
Shania Twain. I've said it 8 times.
I guess so, but she doesn't really count, you know?
she moved to America.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. People are like, oh, he's not Canadian anymore. He's lived in LA for 8 years. We're not claiming him anymore. I know
No.
you guys are because they're
Yeah.
famous, but we're
He's
not.
done. No, Michael J. Fox, don't add that.
He's not Canadian.
Don't add that to our stats. Oh well. So what do you have any comedy this weekend? Do you have any? Oh yeah, you're doing the clean run.
In a couple weeks, if we
Mm-hmm.
don't go into lockdown.
Oh, are you thinking lockdown?
Oh, I'm working next to a hospital, and all the people that are coming in keep on saying they're exhausted. They're like, we are fucked. One lady just came in and she's like, we are fucked. She's like, we are closing down again. Guarantee you. She's like, it's going like, it's flying through everybody.
I just put my faith in Jason Kenney. And
Oh, good. That's a great
roll
place
the
to be.
dice.
I was doing my backyard show a few doors down from Rachel Notley's house.
Oh, fucking really?
But she didn't come, and they know her. And I was like, oh, where's Rachel Notley? Because Natasha Lynn Miles was on it. And Natasha Lynn Miles did a show during quarantine where Rachel Notley was part of it, and she watched it, and she loved Natasha. And she's like, I should go get her. But
oh my God, that is pretty cool.
would you rather have a beer with Rachel Notley or Jason Kenney?
Oh, probably right. Well, actually, I'm uncomfortable around people that are smarter than me, so probably Kenny.
So that's like your...
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have a beer with Rachel Notley because she knows too many more things than me, and so it would be like intimidating, and she would
But
make
she
me feel
doesn't
stupid.
seem like she would be like that. She
No,
would
she's
just,
used
she
to
would just
talking.
internally be like, this girl's a moron.
She's a
But,
premier
oh.
of Alberta. She's used to talking to dumb people.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. So she's.
I'm the premier of Alberta. I'm used to stupidity.
Yeah. Believe me, you're not shockingly stupid. I've had to nod my head at some of the dumb. Imagine being the premier of Alberta. The things you'd have to nod your head through.
And the events
Some
you would
guy
have to
like,
go to.
I just feel like, well, it's my turn. Which mic? Okay. Hey, Rachel, I just seen online that COVID is a fucking, they did 300,000 tests
Yeah.
and fucking 0 positives. So what in the fuck are you going to do to help the oil and gas industry? And she just has to go like, that's a great question, Trent.
Thank you, Trent. Thank
That's
you.
your time, and we'll get to that in a minute once I've had a chance to think about how a pandemic relates to oil and gas.
I was reading the Edmonton Sun because it was at work today, and I was reading the letters to the editor. Oh boy, like it is just like listening to your most like horrific uncle write a letter to the editor. It's like people are like Commandant Trudeau over here and blah blah, and there's so many things about how much they hate Trudeau, and I'm like, this is hilarious.
I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the podcast before, but the thing that bothers me about people that are on that side of this argument and every other fucking argument is that they'll tell you that your information is flawed. Yeah. That your information is garbage and there's greed involved in your sources and it's all for profit and it's all designed to make you think a certain way so that some people can make more money, and so you're misled. Yeah. And you'll say like, I agree, like that is probably true, but the places that you get your information from are also suspect because they're also designed to make somebody money. Yeah. And that's when they say, no, that isn't true. And then you're like, well, then how can we have a fucking conversation if you think all of my sources are compromised by money, but your sources are somehow pure, your sources are somehow true, as if the people that you get the information from aren't also trying to make fucking money. Yeah. They wouldn't be shitting out all this false information if they weren't getting clicks and they weren't making fucking money. There's no way.
Everybody, the only way we're ever going to resolve stuff is if we all agree that we are all wrong sometimes. But no one ever wants to be wrong anymore. No one's ever wrong about anything anymore.
No, that's one thing, like, you know, you see it online sometimes, and I agree with it, where they'll say, like, if you think that, whether you're liberal or conservative, whatever, if you think that if you're a liberal and you think everything that conservatives say and do is bad, and everything liberals do is correct and right, you're crazy. You're crazy. And the same thing is the other way. Yes. Like, if you're conservative and you think everything liberals do is horrific and everything conservatives do is great, you're insane. Yeah. But that's where we live now.
Oh, yeah.
Is in this place where you can't even dip your toe over to the other side for a second. Or you can't grab anything off of the shelf of their...
Or you can't even like read a line and be like, well, that actually makes sense. And people will be like, you're awful.
Get out of here.
If you think something that a conservative sense made any sense at all. It's like...
Yeah, like actually he wasn't that one wasn't bad. Yeah. That speech was okay.
I understand their point of view now.
You think that speech was okay? He's a fucking racist.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. And
you're not allowed to like things now.
Well, and people sitting sort of in the middle or just don't want to get involved.
They just sit on the old fence.
Yeah, we just sit on the fence.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like the mayor's response in Red Deer, I think, to the sons of Odin. Like, what the fuck?
I love how you say it and you can't say it without
giggling. Can't believe somebody would be a son of Odin. Like,
who is Odin?
Odin.
Is he a Greek god?
We're gonna get killed.
Do they kill people?
Let me just look up Sons of Odin. These fucking guys, like, they just are. I think it's basically like a Ku Klux Klan kind of thing. Like, they are anti-immigrant.
Oh yes,
anti-immigrant, anti-black.
When they're like second generation Ukrainian. Get out of here, you fucking idiots!
This is what is Odin's son? What is the name? Is the Odin? Okay, so Sons of Odin. These guys. Okay. Oh yeah. So it's like it's Greek gods because fucking white dudes love guys that hold hammers and things like that. What do they do though? Do they? Because you'd think it would be weird to show up at an anti-racism rally. Yeah. As a son of Odin and be like, yo, what the fuck?
I'm Odin's son.
I'm racist. Like, what are you doing here? This is the wrong rally. No, I'm here on purpose.
Yeah, I'm here to fuck shit up. I don't know.
I don't know what they're doing, but you couldn't,
I thought Sons of Odin were the guys that walked you home at night on the campus. I thought that's what Sons of Odin.
So the Sons of Odin are like Thor, Balder, whatever the fuck.
I thought they were campus security.
Okay,
volunteer campus
here we go.
Security. What is their
Jim's
picture
actually
of?
Found some. Oh, Soldiers of Odin. Is that what they're... Soldiers and Sons, okay, is an anti-immigrant and white supremacist group founded in Finland in October 2015.
Oh my God. This is not even like a historic club.
No, the group was established, so it's like Viking soldiers, so it's meant to be very white, like white pride, white killers.
White killers.
They call themselves a patriotic organization that fights for a white Finland. I got news for you. You're winning.
Finland is winning.
You're winning the fight.
And you're not even. You don't even need to try.
Islamist intruders.
They live in the whitest country in the world, and they're fighting to keep it that way.
Because that was the thing too. Is like for a long time, these white racists had to hate Islam, and now they're bored of Islam. Right? They're kind of bored of hating Islam, so they've had to like turn their attention to other white people who don't like racism.
Yeah.
They never really stand fully behind it.
But these guys on the video sure are, because they are videotape punching people in the head, screaming stuff. My favorite is the one guy where he's got a megaphone, and then the guy hits it. He goes, "Don't hit my megaphone. That's assault." I was like, haha, that's on record that you look like such an idiot.
I saw one of the sons of Odin. By the way, none of them wearing masks, although
of course not.
A couple of them did. Like that's when you'll see a right winger wear a mask, is when they know they're going to be on camera and lose their job at Cal Tire. So then they'll put their fucking COVID mask on to protect their career and their fucking, duplex.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's funny. I just thought, like, what are they doing? Like, if, even if I was racist, I wouldn't go there under that.
No.
I'd be like, I'm just here privately. I wouldn't wear the jacket. I'm just here privately. I'm not affiliated with anybody. Hey, are you here because you're anti-racist? No, I'm kind of
I'm just watching,
just an observer.
I'm sitting in the middle.
I'm just taking it all in,
seeing what to do.
I'm not for the Sons of Odin, and I'm not for the anti-racists. I'm kind of just here.
I'm just watching like a tennis
And then
game.
the police didn't get involved.
Yeah.
The Sons of Odin were punching like little white people that are, doing their thing.
Yeah. And now, though, they've said that the RCMP is now investigating, because you have so much video of these dumb fucking idiots punching people.
Just politics. They have to now, yeah. But initially they said they weren't. They're like, I don't see anything crazy about it.
Yeah. And then that RCMP guy's like, I have to say this. I have to say we're here to protect everyone.
Well, because the cops are... If you look at the average fucking Red Deer police officer's Facebook newsfeed, it's filled with like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, terrorist organizations, right? So when they hear about an anti-racism rally that includes people saying Black Lives Matter, they think of it as like, this is a terrorist organization. But it is weird when you see like American stuff bleed in to Canada, because like we pretend that we're like observers of this insanity.
We want to be little America.
But we're absolutely participants.
We're
absolutely right in the middle of it. We're not just like laughing at the border. We're like fucking fully immersed in it. Depending on where you live. I watch
all the Housewives. All of them.
Depending on where you live. Like, I mean, it's more fun to do like a rally in a town where shit could happen. If it was in Vancouver, I'd be like, I'm not going to that. That's boring. Yeah. It's just going to be a bunch of people that are like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, Yahoo. Like, boring. I want to go to one where there's people like Black Lives Matter and Indigenous Lives Matter, and then there's another guy like, you fucking idiot, and then he's got a jean jacket and he tries to fucking throw his stone at him, That's the one I want to go. That's fun.
That's the entertaining one.
They should sell tickets to it.
They should.
Both sides can make a lot of money in this.
One day
There's a lot of money being left on the fucking table here.
I guarantee you it's going to, gladiator time's going to come back, and it's just going to have a left versus right fight off.
Because you could have
and you can buy tickets and bet on who wins.
The Sons of Odin, and then some like white freedom fighters that are all there. And then you've got like the younger generation of people that are anti-racist. Yeah. And then you set up some bleachers. And then people have to fucking buy a $20 ticket to get into the rally, and then the fucking mayhem ensues. It's like, it is like old gladiator shit.
It's gonna happen.
We're like, fighting.
I really truly feel like, I don't know if you've seen Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if you've seen. I'm really truly feel we're headed towards a whole change in everything.
Really?
Like, this is a moment that things are changing. Like, we're gonna be in probably next year. We'll be wearing bonnets. And you'll be forced to wear bloomers.
What do girls have to do in The Handmaid's Tale? Do they have to do?
Babies.
They have to do sex things, right?
They have to have babies. So
is that wrong?
All these rich women can't have babies because something happened. I don't know what happened in the world, but now most women are infertile. So they find a few women that can have babies, and they make them into baby factories.
That would be really a funny sketch of you in The Handmaid's Tale, where they tell you that your job is to get pregnant over and over again, and you're like, that ain't fucking happening, pal.
You mean I'll fuck over and over again, but do not get me pregnant. Do not get me pregnant.
We have kind of a weird version of The Handmaid's Tale now that exists in the world. I don't know about surrogate mothers, but just like women getting treated like shit is just women in retail. You know, like the number of guys who go into the fucking Disney store
and treat them
every
like shit?
Tuesday at 4 because the hot chick's on then and she can't leave.
Oh my!
And they
God.
just go in at 4 and like, how you doing? Abso-fucking-lutely, guys do that. They
well,
do
now
it
I know I'm not pretty. There's never a group of men just milling about when I'm at work.
They do it at 7. I've seen guys they do it at 7-Eleven. They do it at fucking Reitman's. They're doing it everywhere. There's always one crazy motherfucker.
I'm stealing that Reitman's Medium joke, by the way, and making merch out of it because you haven't yet.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Because fuck, that's hilarious.
Reitman's Medium.
Hey, I'm a Reitman's Medium. I demand some respect, please.
The merch I'm trying to work on is like just says leave pants on. Like, so it's like if you always wear a shirt that says leave pants on, so that if you die, they don't like take your pants off and embarrass you.
What do you think about at night? Do you think about shit like that?
But the joke is like, I don't want to, like, I don't mind, like, you know, I don't want somebody to like roll me out of a cooler and see my penis. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they roll me out of a cooler and then
so you're not donating your body to that Body Works exhibit?
No.
Notice how like no white men donated anything to the Body Works exhibit?
It's just Asian slaves and black guys.
I remember I was too immature to go to that show because I saw the naked basketball player and I was like,
what's that?
Wow, that's a penis?
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
Does he get laid or not? I wonder if he ever got laid. What a waste of dick if that guy was a virgin. Guys
with penises like that are not virgins.
The word travels. They don't have to do a lot of talking. You know what I mean? Guys with average or smaller penises are the ones that have to like buy stuff and take you out, whatever. The
Work
big dick
hard.
guys can just hang in their apartment and wait for the phone to ring. That's what's great about being a big dick guy.
But then you're with the big dick guy once and you're like, ugh, he can't talk. He smells bad. He's disgusting.
Doesn't matter. Move on, lady.
I never want it again.
And then when you're drunk, the next time with your girlfriends, you're not talking about how bad a guy smelled. You're talking about how big his dick was. And then one of the girls laughs, and he smells, and they're like, "I don't care about smells. I'm not fucking a smell."
You say that until your smell.
He doesn't have to put his smell in my pussy.
Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Oh,
remember we were talking about cuties last weekend?
Oh yeah, what happened in Cuties World?
I made myself into a cutie.
Oh my God. That is fucking weird.
I'm going to do one of you too before.
No.
Yes, I want to see you as a baby and I want to see Jim.
That is, oh my God.
I want to see if your beards will stay.
That is, you know what? That is weird.
Because I did Adam. I did Adam with his adult body and a child's head.
That is weird. Like it looks like you trying to be a sexual 9-year-old. Oh. See, that's fun.
Oh, I know. Is that bad that I put that up? I thought it was funny.
I think it's fun.
I'm sure some people are like, that's disgusting, Kathleen. People are going to be fantasizing you as a child. I'm like, really? They are? That's nice.
That's nice.
But yeah, that is like creepy. But
yeah,
I think
that
it's
is like,
funny.
and long fingers. Like you have a very long finger for a girl.
It's wobbly.
Yeah, it's a weird long finger.
Oh
Because if I look at that, I'm like, why does that 9-year-old girl have such a long ass finger?
You think I'm 9? I feel like I'm 6 in this.
I don't know. Well, you look 9.
Thank you. Because when you're younger, you want to look older. When you're older,
yeah, because you get like a later bedtime.
Yeah, and you can drink.
Remember bedtime? Fuck, did that ever suck when you had to go to bed?
Yeah, that was such a disappointment every time.
God.
Do you give your children bedtimes?
Yeah, but it's like, you know.
So I bet you like kids nowadays, the bedtime's not as strict because we hated our bedtime so much.
Now you just shut their phones off, like so. Most parents have like Shaw Blue Curve.
Oh yeah, that's the funniest thing ever. It's like
so
your Wi-Fi's gone, your Wi-Fi's gone, but mom and dad are surfing the net all night long.
Yeah, so you just
I would be so mad.
So the whole system of bedtime is now programmed by their phone. Like, they're on their phone till 8 p.m. Their Wi-Fi shuts off.
Oh, and then they have to use their imagination. I have to brush my teeth. So they get to sleep.
So then they know I have to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
So then they brush their teeth. They put their pajamas on. They go in their bed, and then their Wi-Fi is back on, and then they get it for like another half an hour, and then it's shut off, and then they have to go to sleep.
Is it like set up on a program?
Yeah. And then you can alter it if you want, but it's set up to like goes off, comes on.
What?
So you can do shit like eat your fucking, and I've done this before.
I'm turning off the Wi-Fi.
Eat your fucking carrots. And they're like, no, I don't like carrots. And I'm like, you got to eat some of that salad. Wi-Fi? You got to eat some of that. And then they're like, my Wi-Fi's gone. Like, and it'll come back on when you're done your fucking vegetables.
What a weird time to parent. Holy shit. Like, you guys, I feel like that's a very easy way to control your children.
Yeah, it makes it easier. All they have to do is be addicted to technology, and then you can leverage
And they
that.
are all addicted to technology. Even
the
babies know how to use iPads.
The only way that you could make them not addicted to it is by never exposing them to it.
There's like a
they would have to. You would have to
documentary.
just not have it.
Yes. There's a documentary on Netflix right now that's like about like addiction to social media and stuff like that. I can't remember. It's on there like the top one right now. And it's really good. And there's like a whole thing of like just like how this kid cannot stop. Like he tries to stop for a few days and then he just can't stop. Like he has to. Social Dilemma. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I'm
interesting.
kind of like scared to watch it. I mean, we already know.
We
We already know that we're being manipulated into believing everything and whatever. Like, and kids, you know, like, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but like kids, it's not like when we were young and watched television.
Yeah.
Because when we watched television, you'd get bored of the show. Like, you'd watch some cartoons and then you'd get fucking bored. And then you'd go outside because the TV got boring. For these kids, like, the phone never gets boring.
Yeah.
Because there's a new piece of targeted content for you every moment of every day. There's a new piece of targeted content for you. So you get bored of one video, you move to the next, you move to the next, you move to the next.
Well, they talk about that in the documentary, that this swiping motion has been like studied to be like a relieving thing, and then you refresh and and it's like a thing in our heads now. Like if this is the norm, that's why they do it that way, not like this way. That's why they go up. But it's fucking weird.
It scares me, yeah.
Oh, it's weird.
I mean, I'm not really addicted to my phone. What I am stupidly addicted to is like I probably watch sports 4 hours a day.
That's a lot of sports.
Like I probably
COVID.
watch. That's ridiculous to watch.
Were you like
sports.
watching old sports games during quarantine? That was the weirdest thing. Guys, I just watched the 1989 Stanley Cup Finals.
No.
I'm like, why would you? What?
I didn't do that.
Who
I didn't
rewatches old sports games?
No.
How? What?
Not
That's
happening.
crazy. Jim is all angry now because he's watching. No. I just saw I saw his lips go.
It's funny to kind of. It's funny to like watch for 3 minutes, but you're not sitting there actively going, "Come on, St. Louis, you can do it."
You're just going in and out.
Yeah, you're like, "Come on, don't Google it, don't ruin it." Like you
don't tell me.
No spoilers.
I don't want to know who.
No
won.
spoilers. Don't tell me who won Game 7 of the conference finals in 1987 because I'm in the middle of this. I guess who cares? Like it's all a bunch of fucking big rich babies, but I watch it. I don't know why. Like they're all. I have
you're
nothing.
told to love it.
I have nothing in common with any of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm not athletic. I don't have any money. What am I doing here? I could be furthering myself. I could be bettering myself.
How?
But I don't really want to.
Learning French or something.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about going back to school, and I'm like, what would I fucking?
I'm gonna go
I would
to barber
hate it.
School.
You're gonna go to barber school?
Yeah, I think so. I think
You would be good at that.
I
You'd be
have
good at
so
it.
much fun.
Just guys, though, right?
Well, you can barber ladies if they have short hair. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
like, no women allowed.
No, you wouldn't have a hard and fast no ladies, but you'd have kind of a loose no ladies
I'd
policy.
be like, I do men's cuts.
Right.
Don't come in asking for the Rachel from me.
No.
Unless you're talking about that pixie cut she had that one time.
You need to have guys, because guys will accept any haircut. They really will. They'll get, if a girl gave it to them, they'll accept any haircut.
No, they won't. If some
They
girl
will.
went in and went, bam, they'd be like, oh, I thank you. They'd be like, what the fuck?
yeah.
What the fuck?
No, they just go like, this will take a little getting used to, and then they leave, and they're fine with it.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend who is a barber, and I was like, I think I'd be a good barber. She's like, you'd be an amazing barber. She's like, oh my God, you should definitely do it. So I need to get tuition. So if somebody wants to sponsor me in my barbering, it's $3,500.
You got to be careful because you sometimes we forget that we would hate anything. Like sometimes I think I'd like to be a lawyer, but then I'm like, well, what do you think?
yeah.
You're gonna fucking finish it and then be Perry Mason?
Yeah.
No,
No, it's
you're gonna
not
be
like
handling.
TV at all.
Yeah, you're gonna.
I've been in a courtroom. I'm like, oh, it's not like TV.
This is boring.
There's no I object. There's no sustain.
It's all procedural and
Yeah, it's
like,
boring
and
as
you're
fuck.
like, I think I found a loophole, and they're like, yeah, somebody thought of that 10 years ago. You can't actually get away with it. Here's a precedent that eliminates that strategy, and you're like, oh, so it's all just by the thing.
I just like any job where though I'm not at a desk and I can talk to people.
Wow, does that sound awful?
I don't know. I've always liked jobs like
sounds
that. I like
awful.
waitressing. I like being cashiers. I love that stuff. It's fun. That's why I would love. That's why I would love barbering. But you would.
Why do you like people?
Not all people, but I like talking and I like being social. Why do you hate people?
I don't know. They're just fucking. They're dumber than I am.
We're all dumb. We're all.
I don't like
idiots.
talking to them. Why would I talk? And then I'm cutting your hair, and they're like, I don't know. Like, shut the. You're gonna look gross no matter what.
I can't help your face.
I can't do anything about this. Are you a number? Oh no, I'm usually a number 3. Like, yeah, trust me, you're not gonna lose any pussy over that fucking 16th of an inch.
I got Adam's hair, and it looked good.
Yeah, he always has nice hair.
But I did it like during the quarantine because it was getting raggedy.
You could be a barber, like you could do. Because what is it? It's like basically a number. What do you like? Every guy's haircut is similar. Yeah. It's like you're either a 2 or 3 or a 4 on the back and sides.
There's different things.
And then you got to do a little blending.
It's
and
not that easy
to
cut curls. Like, don't make barbers sound like they're not skilled.
Yeah.
They're not real estate agents. All right.
Here's what I think.
Actually,
barbering is a spectrum like autism.
Yeah.
There are some people that are cutting hair that are really gifted hair cutters.
Yeah.
And then there are some where you're like, what is this person doing? This person shouldn't be changing tires. But they're like, yeah. And you can see the apprehension on their face. Yeah. They're like, and they're looking at that's the worst part when you're a guy and you go to like a hair salon.
You're not going to a hair salon and they're like, you're going to cut 6.
Yeah. There's usually three people cutting hair. And they're kind of, and the experienced people, there's always 2 experienced people and a new person for cutting hair. And the experienced people are trying to cherry pick who's getting who. Yeah. Right? And then so they'll be like, okay, I'll cut your hair because I know you've got somewhat high standards. You go to the new person or what, and then but then the person who gets called to the new person knows they're being called to sit in the new person's chair. So they're like, I'd rather wait for...
Usually it's cheaper. It's usually cheap people that go to the new person because that's always advertised, like new person's cheaper.
A lot of the barbers I go to, you don't have a choice. You're just like, okay, you, there. Yeah. Because
if I go to school, will you let me practice on you? You
sure.
guys both?
Yeah. Usually you get shouted into the chair. So you'll start like... which one? And they're like, yeah, with Becky. And then you're like, but I would, and then they start like making some weird noises in not English. Like they're motioning you and you're like, okay. And then you jump into Becky's seat and she massacres your fucking head. And then the other 2 will come over and like do some quick, like, oh, it looks good, but I got to do a little extra because Becky doesn't know how to do that part.
I think that's why I want to be a barber and not a hairstylist because women would be a nightmare to cut because they're picky and like get mad about stuff. But men are just like, no, it's good. It's
but
fine.
With women, you would have you would have your own client base. So you would just have like 30 chicks.
My barber has a client base.
I know, but like with women, like they're super loyal. So you'd be like, if you could cut women's hair, like if you're a woman who can cut a woman's fucking hair, you are busy for life. Because those 50 chicks are going to follow you anywhere. You can be like, I do it in my basement now. And they'll be like, I'll be in your basement at 9 tomorrow morning. Like, you can fucking cut. But guys.
When you find a good hairstylist, you got to do that.
And guys are like, I want to go to a store. And if you're like, well, I actually cut it in my living room now. They're like, I don't know if my wife would be okay with that.
I'm just going to go to this lady's basement and have her cut my hair.
She cuts hair in her bedroom. So I got to sit on the edge of her bed and lay down, and she does it through a milking table. You stick your head through the hole, and she cuts it from underneath the table.
And sucks your dick.
And then you put your dick in it later. She cuts your hair through a milking hole. Milking tables, what have you done? Milking tables are weird, aren't they?
They are weird. I love that we have milking tables, but cows never use them. We're dumber than cows. We can't just stand there and be milked. We have to lie down on a table. How lazy are we? Cows stand
up.
And
exactly.
And we're just like, no, I gotta lie down for this milking.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're lazy.
Can't even lay upright.
And it's not even women that are lazy. That's a milking table. It's not for a lady.
No, she's under the table. That's the worst. Like your arms up. Your elbows are up. Your arms are up. That's the worst position for a hand job.
I could never be a boom operator. I could never be an upside down hand job.
Yeah, you're like, ouch, my elbow.
Arms aren't strong enough.
And then you're going to hit your hand on the table a couple times. Like, ouch, fuck. Fucking hit my wrist on the milking table. Are you okay down there? Yeah. Just give me a second. Just give me a minute. I rattled my fingers.
I exchanged my engagement ring this week.
Whoa, that's not right.
Yes, it is, because I asked Because I asked Adam and he was like, I'm fine with it. He's like,
Yeah, of course he's fine. What are you, insane? You don't tell a guy you get a different ring because of course he's going to say, oh, yeah, that's a great idea because I didn't put any thought into it. So yeah, go ahead.
I hope he's not upset. He doesn't seem upset about it.
Yeah. How does he show upset? Does he show it later or in the moment?
I don't know.
Does he just make a shitty meal the next time? Where it's like, these
sausage
rolls
are salmonella. Yeah. He just gives me
or just
food
something
poisoning.
Gross. Like, these sausage rolls, are they vegan? Yes.
Or he spits in something.
You said, I want to get a new ring. He said, cool. And then he made you vegan spring rolls.
I didn't say I want to get a new ring. We were at Costco again, and I was like, oh, that's the one I really liked.
Oh, okay. So maybe he wasn't that upset. Because it was at Costco. He got out of Costco.
Yeah, and he knew I wanted it from Costco, and this is the same price. Everything about it was the same. And he was fine.
And he probably saw that ring and thought, I don't know.
He didn't like this one is what he said.
Yeah.
But this is one I showed him 100 times. But
I knew it was going to be his fault.
No, it was also.
This is when I showed him 100 fucking times, and it
this
never.
podcast. He's gonna be like, "Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean,
for defending the rights of man."
But the other one was too busy for me, and this one is. I like it.
That one ain't too busy.
I went to go get it.
It looks nice. It is a nice ring.
Because Costco takes everything back, right? Huh. So I went and I was like, I went to exchange it, and I'm like, I have an engagement
Costco
ring.
Even takes engagement rings.
They
back.
take everything
That's
back.
Fucking amazing.
I know. And so I was like, I just want to exchange it for a different one. I'm like, does that make me a bad person? And the lady said, actually, this happens quite a lot. Like almost
of course it does,
all the time.
Yeah, because guys, we don't know your style.
Well, you should.
We don't.
Well, they tell you a lot. You should
I don't know. What most men couldn't tell you. That's the ring that the girl I'm fucking would like.
No, okay. Well, one of our loyal listeners,
Jim, would you know the girl that you're like? If you had to get it, would you be like, oh, that's her style? We don't know your style.
Yes, he would. Look, he's been researching.
Really? Like you would know? But yes, did you ask her? Did you talk to her?
Well, they show you. They just show you.
He doesn't know.
But they just show you.
That doesn't happen.
That's what women do.
I've never been shown a ring by a woman like, well, that'd be a nice fucking ring one day.
Jessica's never done that.
I don't think so.
It hasn't happened to me.
Well, okay, maybe I'm a horrible person. I don't know.
But you should. I'm not saying you're a horrible person. I'm just saying most men could not pick a ring out of a lineup.
But some of them listen. He listens. So we have a loyal listener named Nick Lambert. He's also the son of Tim Coslow.
Yeah.
And he got his partner, Teal Doc Martens. She posted them on Instagram. She's like, oh, these are so cool. And he got them for her. And I'm like, you're the best. He's the best at gift giving. And he's like, I just listen when they talk about shit. Not when they're like, I want this for Christmas. When they're just talking about something. And they're like, oh my God, I've always wanted this waffle maker and blah, blah. And it's not...
I know, I get it.
You know
but
what I
like
mean?
shoes aren't a ring. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
but he's actually listening. So I bet you Nick would know what kind of rings.
He probably would. He probably would like ask her some questions and be like, I don't know. I was looking at something on Facebook and there was all these rings and I think, well, these look stupid. And then get her to be like, actually, that one is pretty, and then be like, okay, mental note.
Yes, that's what you do.
Like some guys will do that.
Or you're in the mall and you look in the window of somewhere. That's how you do it.
You look in the window and like, oh, but here's the thing. As soon as you're having a ring conversation as a guy with your girlfriend, like you're now on blast. You know what I mean?
Because you might actually get her a ring. You have to
fucking deliver.
Well, then don't talk about it unless you want to do it.
But then as soon as you say, let's start a conversation about rings, you're basically already telling her I'm about to propose to you. So it's no longer fully a secret.
Well, we looked at rings a long time ago and it didn't happen until just last month.
Huh.
So
I don't know. I wouldn't have a fucking clue what ring to get. And I think most guys would not have a clue what ring.
You know how you can do it if you truly actually want to know? You talk to one of her really good friends. Because I guarantee you they've talked about it.
Really? What are the differences? Like, what kind of ring is that?
It's a Costco ring.
No, I know, but like, if I were to talk to somebody's friend and go, what kind of rings is she into? Would she be like, oh, she's into, what is that?
It's round, and it has
she's into
one diamond with more diamonds around it. It's called Halo.
Okay.
So it looks like a big diamond, but it's not. It's a bunch of little guys.
So I could go to Costco and be like, the bitch wants a Halo ring?
Yeah.
And she'd be like, oh, we do have some Halos.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, well, all right.
Yeah. You would be able to do that.
I think a lot of women are probably like disappointed in the ring they get, right? Unless it's a certain price point.
Well,
if it's over 5,000, it's probably like impressive, even if it's not your style, right?
That's true.
Well, how much are engagement rings?
Like a good engagement ring would be about $2,000 or $3,000. $5,000 is a shit ton of money. But this was $999.99, and I love it.
1,000 and it's forever.
Yeah, I would have.
Do you wear that forever?
I guess so. I mean, some women only wear a band, but I'm like, I'm wearing my engagement. I can't wear my engagement ring forever.
Oh, you should wear that forever.
I will.
Yeah. The wedding band is just like, I'm taken and I'm a horse.
I'm a horse.
You know what I mean? It's very sort of like, nobody else can fuck me. Whereas that one is like, I'm fucking in love. That's about love, and that wedding band is about, sorry guys, can't fuck.
Do you know that at Costco, though, their procedures are ridiculous? Like, I'm like, can I look at that ring and that ring? And they're like, you have to wear gloves. You can only hold one at a time. You can't hold two at a time. And I can only take one out at a time. So I'm like, so I can't, like, he's like, you can't try it on. I'm like, and this is like big dude, like big security, like this is like I'm a jewel thief or something. Like, seriously. And so I was like, so I can't even like try it on my finger and look at it like this. And they're like, no. So I literally just, there were two that I was looking at. I was like, I literally had to just hover it. And then I'm like, can I see them next to each other? They're like, no. So I had to hold it over.
Do you guys have a ring change room?
Yeah, they wouldn't let you do anything. And he's like, because of COVID and theft. And I'm like, how many people are stealing diamonds from Costco?
Enough.
I guess so, that they have procedures. But I was just like, can I please just like look at them on my hand? Like, no. So.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the thing that's happening now is like kids. One of my kids got sick, just had a common cold, but now it's a big deal, right? Like he had to self-isolate. So like
you couldn't be around him either.
No, like so my wife was around him because she was like, well, so one of us has to be around him.
Yeah.
So she was around and they both
got tested. What a break if both the parents can't be around the kid. Like, go ahead, see what you can do for this next 2 weeks.
Get out of here. Well, so basically now it's
bird.
like you can't go to school, you can't participate in any activities, you're isolated in your room.
Oh my God.
And then you get tested. Usually takes a couple days to get a test.
Yeah.
And then it takes a couple days to get the results of that test. So it's like, so even if like you just have the common cold, you're basically out of the world for about 4 or 5 days before you can return. You know, so it's going to be really fucking weird for all these kids and even adults. Like, we're going to get it. Like, you're going to get a cold, a common cold, and then you're going to have to phone your employers and comedy. You know, if you have gigs, you're going to have to say, I'm sorry, but because like if you showed up somewhere now and you were like stuffed up or you were coughing, people would be like, are you fucking insane?
Yeah, you're an asshole.
You have a cough and you're here tonight.
Yeah.
So you can't fake it anymore. Because one of my kids, he was sick. Like he had a sore throat, whatever. And it's just a cold. But we had to be like, well, normally we'd be like, well, go to school today.
Yeah.
And, if it gets worse during the day, call us and we'll come pick you up.
Yeah.
But now it's like, nope, you cannot go fucking anywhere. You can't even come in the living room.
Yeah.
Like you've got to stay in your fucking room. And then when the test results come, so it's going to be just pandemonium.
What is this doing psychologically to children? This is gonna have psychological damages because of that, because of being like, no, we can't touch you, you're bad, get away from us. Not you're bad, but just like that's gotta be fucked up for a kid to take. But also, if they're going to school and every other day another friend isn't there, and they're like, is my friend gonna die? Because I've heard that this kills people. Like, what is this doing to these poor kids?
It's gonna be like kid AIDS in the 80s or something, where like as soon as you test positive for COVID, people are gonna be like, there's the COVID kid.
Have you seen that?
And then
a
year later, the AIDS episode of Mr. Belvedere.
Have you seen it?
No, I missed that
where one of the kids has one of his friends at school gets AIDS, and it's like.
And what does Mr. Belvedere say?
Oh, Mr.
What is
Belvedere
the butler's
sets
take on
everyone
it?
Straight. But at the beginning of it, the kid comes home and he's like, he has AIDS, and if he touches me, we'll get AIDS too. And then the kid comes over to visit, and one of the parents is like, hey, how are you doing? And the little kid goes, well, I have AIDS, but other than that, I'm okay.
And then
the
canned laughter is like, ha, ha,
ha. It's the best. You've never seen it?
No.
Oh, my God.
Well, other than having AIDS, I'm fine.
He literally says that. He literally says that.
That's what worries me is like we're going to start seeing more and more children and more and more people have COVID. And, you know, all the long-term ramifications of if you're in grade 8 or grade 7 or grade 9 and you are one of the 5 kids that tested positive for COVID, you're going to be treated differently, right? You're going to be treated like a dirty, like that kid has COVID. And it won't even be like, by the way, I had COVID like for 2 days and I'm fine now. It's going to be like a year later, you're still the COVID kid. You're still the dirty, greasy COVID kid.
Yeah. You're the dirty. Well, it's 6 minutes long. I don't know if we can. I just want to try and find. Oh, who is this? Go away. Skip ad.
It's great to be a very attractive young person now. Just get up on YouTube and make that fucking coin.
Yeah. This is a very funny thing. This guy is called...
You mean AIDS, Mom? Thank you.
Thank you. Danny swings by, and it goes great.
Hi, Danny. Hi, Mrs. Owens, Mr. Owens.
Hiya, champ. How's it going?
Well, I got AIDS, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Canned laughter.
Certainly the worst laugh track
they talk about how much laugh track is inappropriate on these shows or clap like.
But that was clearly written as a joke, right? That was like, well, I got AIDS, but other than that, I'm
this
fine.
is a very special episode. Don't you remember those very where it was very like,
where they would touch on a topic
this
from
is literally like it's called a very special episode on YouTube, and they do all the they do the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air one where Carlton.
How did kids get AIDS again? That was just needles, right?
Yeah, no blood transfusion.
Blood transfusion.
No, they were doing heroin.
That's why the Jehovah's were always right.
The Jehovah's were right.
The Jehovah's didn't get AIDS, but they were wrong about everything else.
And then he plays Lincoln.
Shit. It's time for Wesley to do the Gettysburg Address, the stairway to heaven of the President's Day pageant. But he can't, because something's not right. So he decides to make things right.
This is Danny O'Neill, and he was supposed to play Lincoln, but he couldn't because he's got AIDS. Hey! What are you doing out here? Dennis, get away from him!
Jeez, tough room. Wesley gives Danny his hat, and since the Gettysburg Address is too long for a sitcom, Abraham Lincoln farts out a second-string Lincoln quote, and the crowd goes wild. Wesley and Danny are post-pageant hanging, and Wesley says it feels like fishing. Danny's never been fishing, and Wesley says they should go. Then make a list of stuff Danny's never done, and do it all. Danny says that sounds nice, but
Did he die?
So
I can't remember. Like, I saw this for the first time, like this very special episode thing, and I'm like, this is fucking... Because they used to do those all the time. They used to do those, like... Oh, we're a sitcom, but today we're gonna get serious about AIDS.
AIDS is like that's what medicine allows comedians to do. Is like medical advances allow horrific diseases to become punchlines.
Yeah.
Like now we can talk about AIDS as a joke.
Yeah.
But in the 80s, I remember like kids died. You know.
But
like,
AIDS jokes are not cool. I think they're kind of lame. Like I don't. If someone's doing an AIDS joke, I'm like,
yeah,
really?
but
An
you can,
AIDS
but you
joke?
can do it because nobody's dying of it anymore. Or
Yeah,
hardly
but I feel
anybody
the
is,
opposite
so you're like,
of it.
Yeah.
Like nobody does it anymore.
I mean, I don't have an AIDS joke.
Yeah, you just love using it as a punchline.
But AIDS is fun to say. It's fun to say.
My still favorite AIDS joke is the South Park episode where Jared has AIDS, but it's like actual helpers. Like Jared, the subway guy, has AIDS. Kids should have AIDS. I love that episode. I have a nutritionist. Have they been doing new South Park episodes? Because this is so crazy time. They should be making tons. Oh, an hour-long special?
Huh.
Oh my God. I'm excited. I would like to see that. Where's our scratchy ticket?
Oh, shit. I'll go get it.
Oh, no. Jim is getting
Jim's
it.
going to go get it. How long have you been fucking squawking?
For over an hour.
No. What?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Are you kidding?
And I got to go headline the
How does the time fly like that when the conversations suck so much?
We're having fun.
We are having fun.
Time flies when you're having fun. We got a
We've
big
seriously
spinner.
been talking for over an hour?
Yes.
I don't believe it.
Well, believe it. The
Okay,
proof's
all right.
in the pudding,
All
and
right.
the puddings are numbers.
Okay, so let's do this. Because when you suggested where's the ticket, I was like, fucking, we're only at the 30-minute mark. You want to get out of here already? That's literally what I thought. I'm a son of Odin, Odin.
Oh my God. I also tried on wedding dresses. That's fun. Except
Imagine
for you
getting
want to
them.
keep going, and they're like, okay, well, do you still want to try on more?
Where
You're
the
like,
fuck
all
is
of them. And they won't let you try on ones you can't afford. Like I saw one, I'm like, oh, I love that one. They're like, oh, that's very expensive.
Sorry, honey, that won't be for you.
You have to be able to spend $8,000 on a wedding dress
Pretty
to try that on.
women.
I'm pretty sure it's on this thing somewhere. Up on the side.
Up on that side.
Or the bottom.
You got better fingers than I do. Oh, do I see it?
I'm just like,
There it is. How do you
okay,
find it
Grandpa,
right
I'm gonna
away?
finish it, Grandpa. He's
And the
scratching
cat's on
all
the
over.
melting table and the silver spoon. Okay.
Do you think that they...
And the milk's on the table and the silver spoon. We could do a fun song. Here you go.
All right.
Come
let's
on,
see.
baby.
We want to spin.
Hit me with it.
Uh-oh. I didn't... Oh. Non-winning ticket.
Fuck me, man.
Well, I guess we can mail this out to someone that we...
Oh, nobody else is going to want it. It was just that
The
one
guy that
weird
got
guy.
it loves it.
Did he?
Well, I haven't sent it yet. I have it. I have the stamp on it. I just haven't written the address on
Oh, no,
it.
he loves it. He will
It's
love
coming.
it.
He was excited that we mentioned his name, Dick, on the air.
Dick
And we
on
were
the
literally
air.
talking about him, not Dick.
Yeah. Sometimes we talk about... Sometimes this podcast gets dirty.
If my name was Dick, I would love to be like, hi, I'm here for my Dick appointment.
What? You must
It's
have
just
me
at
in
the
your
dentist.
book. I'm Dick.
I'm here for my Dick appointment.
I bet you thought I'd be
That's
bigger.
like my favorite way of like calling a hookup something. I'm going to have a Dick appointment. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like I'd walk in and the people were like, "Oh, are you Dick?" I'd be like, "What? You thought I'd be bigger?" Like a fun redneck joke.
Can you
Right before my
legally-
Sons of Odin parade.
Would you legally change your name to Dick?
Sure.
Really?
I'll do
Dick
it.
Lacomber?
Dickie. Little
Dickie Lacomber.
Dickie Lacomber.
Little Dickie Lacomber.
Oh, the 30s man.
No, Dickie Lacomber.
The song and dance man, Dickie Lacomber.
My name is Richard, but my friends call me Dick.
Dick.
I'm a private dick.
So you got a show at the Cosmic Trip tonight.
Yeah, I got to.
We'll have
I'm
fun
surprised that I knew about it. I didn't really at first, and then
It's always a thrill. I mean, you're going to make 9 people go bananas.
are people are going to be there?
Yeah, surprisingly, there'll be 10 and it won't be canceled.
Yeah.
That's how that goes.
All right.
Anyways, have a great night. Thanks for being on your own
Thanks
podcast.
for being on the podcast that you are on.
Okay.
I was trying to do a funnier one, but it doesn't work with Sean. Sean's always funnier.